Italy is a country in Europe that looks like the shape of a boot. In Italy, people like to cook with fresh ingredients that come from close to where they live. Many Italian families spend a lot of time cooking big meals that they can all enjoy together. There are many types of Italian food, including pasta and pizza. Pizza is made by putting toppings such as cheese, meat and vegetables all over a piece of dough covered in sauce. Now Eddie has washed his hands, put his apron on, and he's ready to cook.
I'm making an olive pizza for my friends.
And he's invited round Ian, Danielle and Amelia to taste one of the main ingredients before they come round for an Italian meal later. What's that?
Grape or a blueberry?
Well, it's not a grape. So what do you think it is?
It looks like an olive.
It is an olive.
It's quite bad.
Oh dear.
It does not taste nice.
Do you think everyone will like Eddie's pizza? It has got olives in it.
It's quite disgusting.
So, as well as olives, you'll also need sugar, salt, water, dried yeast, strong white bread flour, tinned plum tomatoes, olive oil, black pepper, and mozzarella cheese. Come on, Eddie, tell us what's first.
We get the bowl on here. First, I'm going to measure my flour.
That's really important, Eddie.
My mum taught me how to cook this pizza.
To make the dough, Eddie's adding dried yeast and a pinch of salt. You'll need to keep the salt away from the yeast.
Now we get the sugar. The yeast likes the sugar, so the yeast will eat that.
The yeast will make the dough rise so it becomes much bigger. What's next?
Then get 2 spoons of oil and put it in the water.
Great. Now pour that in.
And then we need to mix it around with this.
That looks really sticky. Go on, mix it all together.
We're making the dough for the pizza. Think I need to get my hands in.
Yes, you do, Eddie. Squeeze it together. Yeah, just like that.
Get a flour, sprinkle it around there. Get that. Put it on here.
And that flour will stop it sticking to the board. Scotland is part of the UK, along with England, Wales and Northern Ireland. Scotland's hills are good for grazing animals and the weather is perfect for growing lots of different types of food. The winters there are cold, so many years ago people would eat lots of foods like porridge, stews and soups to keep them warm. Haggis is a famous Scottish food. It's an unusual type of savoury pudding. On special occasions in Scotland, bagpipes are played as the cooked haggis is taken to the table, where it's eaten with neeps and tatties. Connor has washed his hands, put on his apron, and he's ready to cook.
I am going to be making vegetarian haggis with neeps and tatties for my friends.
And he's invited Cooper, Amy, and Alonso to taste a special ingredient before they come round for a Scottish meal later. What's that?
A piece of grass, maybe.
It's not grass.
It tastes quite plain. I won't eat any more of it. Nah, it's disgusting.
It's fresh coriander.
I would like to try it if I had it in a meal.
That's good, but not everyone seems to like it. Let's see if Connor can change their minds, because coriander is one of the ingredients in his vegetarian haggis. As well as coriander, you'll need butter, mushrooms, milk, chopped hazelnuts, potatoes, ground nutmeg, stock powder, a carrot, tinned kidney beans, water, porridge oats, black pepper, spring onions, a neep, which is also known as a swede, and some salt. What's first, Connor?
What I am going to be doing is I am going to be mixing the stock with the water. And then you would mix it.
Now, time to drain your kidney beans and tip them onto a plate. What's next?
And we are going to be mashing the beans. It is really fun mashing the beans, and I mean really fun. So now that's properly mashed, what we need to do is pour the kidney beans into the big bowl.
Now tear up the mushrooms.
It's very healthy to put in every single part of the mushroom.
And carefully grate a carrot.
So, some people think that haggis is a wee animal that runs about the Highlands, but you can tell it's not.
You're quite right there, Connor. Make sure you collect all your gratings with a fork or a spoon.
After you grate your carrot, the carrot goes in the bowl.
Now add the chopped hazelnuts, porridge oats, ground nutmeg, and some black pepper. China is a very large country in East Asia. More people live in China than in any other country in the world. Cooking is very important in Chinese life, and Chinese food has lots of different flavours. There's sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and spicy. Most food is cooked in small bite-sized pieces and eaten with chopsticks instead of knives and forks. Larry has washed his hands, put on his apron, and he's ready to cook.
Today I'm going to cook steamed tofu egg and prawn for my friends.
And he's invited Lewis, Anya, and Morgan to taste one of the main ingredients before they come round for a very special Chinese meal later. What's that?
It's all squishy.
It's tofu. No one seems very keen on tofu so far.
Tastes soggy. I don't want to eat any more of it. It's disgusting.
Let's see if Larry can change their minds, because it's one of the main ingredients in his tofu egg and prawn recipe. As well as silken tofu, you will need eggs, salt, water, prawns, broccoli, sesame oil, spring onions, soy sauce and fish sauce.
Now we wash the prawns in colander. I'm washing them to get rid of the dirt.
Add a pinch of salt and then give them another rinse.
Now I'm going to pat them dry with a kitchen towel.
That's right, Larry. You must wash your hands after handling raw prawns. Crack some eggs.
In Chinese, we say egg as 鸡蛋.
Wipe your hands again. Add a pinch of salt.
I'm going to use chopsticks to stir them. Chopsticks are things that Chinese people use to eat.
Then pour the eggs over the prawns. Now for spring onions.
This is what we call top and tailing.
Then carefully cut up the rest of the spring onions.
Hello, my name's Sienna. Welcome to my house. Come in.
Hello, Sienna.
This is my dad and this is my sister.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
And this is my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making jollof rice because I love to eat it.
Sienna's dad has taught her a special way of making jollof rice that she can do all on her own. Sienna's dad is originally from Nigeria. Nigeria is a country in Africa. There are more people living in Nigeria than in any other African country. In some Nigerian families, children learn to cook from a very young age and help to cook and serve the food to their families. Rice is a very important ingredient in Nigerian cooking, and many families eat it at least once a day. Jollof rice is a very popular recipe in Nigeria, and each family has their own special way of making it, adding in different vegetables and meats that they like. Sienna has washed her hands, put on her apron, and she's ready to cook.
I'm making jollof rice for my friends.
She's invited Max, Ava, and Sophia to taste one of the ingredients before they come round for a very special meal later. What's that?
It's a herb. I think it's a type of herb.
You're right. It's a herb. Fresh thyme.
That's disgusting!
Oh dear.
It tastes minty.
No one's at all sure about the taste of fresh thyme.
I don't really like it.
Let's find out if Sienna can change their minds, because thyme is a very special ingredient in her jollof rice. As well as fresh thyme, you'll need salt, olive oil, basmati rice, tinned plum tomatoes, frozen peas, bay leaves, a sweet red pointed pepper, spring onions, medium curry powder, ground nutmeg, smoked paprika, black pepper, garlic cloves, stock powder, tomato puree, and water.
First of all, I'm going to put the rice into the water so it's easier to cook.
That's right, leave it to soak.
Next, I'm going to drain out the tomatoes. No, they look very squishy.
You'll need to save that juice for later.
We put the tomatoes into the bowl and then chop them up into really small pieces.
Yeah, be careful with those scissors.
I add the frozen peas into the pot.
And now for the sweet pointed pepper.
So you twist it. It's got a nice popping sound when you twist it. And then take all the seeds out.
Then carefully cut it up.
I hope my friends are gonna like this jollof rice.
What's that?
It looks like cardboard. It looks like celery.
Oh, it's not celery.
Oh, it tastes like garlic or something like onion or something.
It's not garlic either.
Horseradish?
That's right, it's horseradish.
No, I don't like that. No.
Oh dear. Let's see if Mason can change their minds, because horseradish is one of the ingredients in his Yorkshire pudding with sausages. You'll also need cooked cocktail sausages, plain flour, eggs, broccoli, water, milk, black pepper, and vegetable oil.
Take the broccoli. I'm gonna snap the broccoli into small pieces.
Then just tip into the dish and make sure you pour the water all over it.
When that's done, you need to cover the bowl with foil.
Very neatly done.
I'm gonna weigh the flour onto the scales. The flour looks like snow, but really powdery. Next, we're gonna grind some black pepper.
Then crack an egg into a mug, give it a whisk and tip it into a jug. Then do the same with another egg. And remember to wipe your hands after touching raw egg.
We're gonna do the milk now. I've got to add some spoons of milk. And now it's time for a whisk.
That's it, Mason. Whisk it, whisk it, whisk it.
We've got to add the milk and egg mixture to the flour bit by bit because we don't want it to have lumps. This will be the batter for the Yorkshire pudding. My daddy came from Yorkshire, and every time I go to my nanny and pop-pops, I have Yorkshire puddings with something special. Now it's time for my special ingredient.
And you know what that is, don't you? That's right, it's horseradish. Horseradish comes from the root of the horseradish plant. When the flowers on the plant die, the root is dug up and used in cooking. Horseradish has a very strong taste and can be chopped, grated, or made into a sauce that's often eaten with a roast dinner. Many years ago, some people rubbed horseradish into their heads to make their headaches go away. Paulina's washed her hands, put on her apron, and she's ready to cook.
Today, I'm making catfish and sticky rice for my friends.
And she's invited Gabriel, Amelia, and Nicola to taste an important ingredient before they come round for her special Thai meal later. What's that?
An onion?
It's not onion.
I think it's a kind of vegetable.
It's not a vegetable. It's lemongrass. What does it taste like?
It tastes like a bit crunchy. I think it's very yucky.
Oh, no.
Ew. It's really disgusting.
Oh dear, no one seems that keen on the taste of lemongrass. Do you think they'll change their minds? Because it's one of the ingredients in Paulina's catfish with sticky rice. You'll also need fresh lime, catfish fillets, sweet soy sauce, long shallots, fresh coriander, Thai sticky rice, soft brown sugar, water, black pepper, and olive oil.
First, you get the one whole full of rice.
That's uncooked Thai sticky rice. Add cold water and leave it to soak. Now pull the leaves off fresh coriander, put them in a mug and carefully chop them up. You'll need those for your rice later. Add soft brown sugar to sweet soy sauce.
Give it a little stir.
And some water to make your dressing. Then mix it, mix it, mix it. Now carefully cut the ends off long shallots.
We peel these off.
That's right, peel off the skin and put them into a plastic food bag.
Now it's time for my very, very special ingredient.
And you know what that is, don't you? Lemongrass. Lemongrass is a plant that has long, thin green leaves. The leaves look a bit like grass, but taste like lemon, which is where the plant gets its name. The outer leaves of the lemongrass are peeled off to reveal the softer inside that we can eat. Lemongrass is often used as a herb in curries and soups, but can also be used to flavour tea. Lemongrass is especially popular in Asian countries like Thailand, Malaysia and Vietnam, but is now used in cooking all over the world. India is a very big country in South Asia. It has a very large population and over 100 languages are spoken there. The weather is different all over India, which makes it the perfect place to grow lots of different types of food. India is called the land of spices. It produces more spices than any other country in the world. Ria and Rohan have washed their hands, put on their aprons, and now they're ready to cook.
We are making tandoori chicken with yogurt and mint sauce for our friends.
And they've invited Winchester, Maya, Abby and Ben to taste one of the main ingredients before they come round for a very special Indian meal later. What's that?
Is it a sort of nut?
I think it's a nut. A nut?
It's not a nut. It's garlic.
Spicy. Yucky and spicy. It makes it really hot. I don't like it.
I don't really like it.
Oh no, they don't seem to like garlic at all. Let's find out if Ria and Rohan can change their minds, because garlic is an important ingredient in their tandoori chicken with yoghurt and mint sauce. As well as garlic, you'll need cooked chicken thighs, spices and salt, olive oil, black pepper, natural yoghurt, fresh mint and fresh coriander. What's first then, Ria and Rohan?
We're getting the cumin seeds and the coriander seeds.
Ah, that's cumin seeds and coriander seeds.
I'm just going to bust them all up.
Yeah, grind them all up. Add smoked paprika, garam masala and fenugreek. Be careful not to get any spices in your eyes. Could be painful.
I'm going to add a pinch of salt.
And I'm going to add some pepper.
Wow, look at all those colours.
Now we're going to have the scales.
Weeding the yoghurt.
Those two have to be equal like that.
And pour the yoghurt in until the scales balance.
There, that's balanced.
Great.
Now we're just going to take that off and pour it in.